Welcome to my world history notes, where I read from the book I wrote to teach homeschoolers world history. A Bible believer looks at world history, which you can find on lulu.com, amazon.com, or at the Bible Baptist bookstore, or just follow me here. I'm going to briefly discuss today a group of Anabaptists, of medieval dissidents against the established political church of the Middle Ages in Europe. We'll just, it won't be long, and then we'll get to the Jews in the Middle Ages, which is very important in the next couple of sessions probably. So another anti-Catholic group you should hear about is the Bogomils, who came up from Asia Minor into Bulgaria. The chief information we have on them is from their bitterest enemies, of course, Rome. Schaff, in his The History of the Christian Church, allows for no origin of the Bogomils before the 10th century, forgetting that their spiritual ancestors, the Paulicians, came from the same place back in the 6th and 7th century. One of their outstanding pastors was a physician, that's a medical doctor named Basil, who was burned at the stake by the Greek Orthodox Emperor Alexander Comnenus I. The Bogomils may have had some heretical ideas, but they did believe that the Roman Catholic, quote, Mass was a sacrifice to devils, that the early church fathers who contradicted the Bible were false prophets, that organized Roman Catholicism was satanic, and above all, that they would baptize no one but an adult believer. As far as any heretical beliefs the Catholic writers had to say about them, it was common for the church to call anyone who they didn't like an Arian or a Manichaean. Information on the Bogomils can be obtained from Robinson's History of Baptism and Baker's Summary of Christian History. Most, if not all, of the books I refer to can be found, if not on Amazon.com, then by going to Alibri.com or OpenLibrary.org. If you wish to purchase a book and you can't, I've talked about it, you can't find it, let me know and I'll help you get it, or try to help you find it, locate it. Um, if I'm referring to a work that contains a reference to another work I've mentioned, I can alert you to that as well. Every horrible torture that could be invented by the depraved nature of man was used by the church, capital C, at Rome against these dissenters and groups that had existed concurrently with Rome for centuries. In Jeffrey Abbott's Rack, Rope, and Red Hot Pincers, as well as Brian Ennis' The History of Torture, you will find only a few of the many horrors visited on these Christian groups who did not acknowledge the supremacy of the Roman Catholic Church in all matters spiritual and temporal. Millions were killed in the period from Justinian's Code, reinforcing the primacy of the Bishop of Rome in the 500s through the Reformation. I'm not going to describe these horrors for you, but you can leave it up to you to research further. We have yet to talk about the Inquisition and all its perverse glory, but we'll get to that later. So next, we're going to talk about the state of the Jew in Catholic Europe. I could probably summarize that in one session, and then go on to some questions that you should be able to answer from this. So I appreciate you listening, and even if you disagree with what I say or even are offended by it, I hope that you will study world history and be conversant in it. Have your own opinions based on your study of primary sources and historians who don't have an agenda or that you can discern, and have good sources. So thank you.